Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
First down at 10 at their own 10-yard line. Tevin Coleman with some running room. Tevin Coleman down the sideline. Coleman, one man to beat. Tevin Coleman's going to go 90 yards, and Indiana takes the lead. Randall L. scrambles, started off the pitch, keeps it himself down the sidelines. He could go. Antoine Randall L. touchdown. Rory going to the single coverage, end zone. Touchdown! He hits Cooper again.
Hey, what's up? I think I'm just going to start doing the pod like that from now on. Just do that. I mean, everybody knows what they're listening to.
What's up?
Yeah, you hear him. You hear him. He's back. He's here I think he's here just to congratulate me on perfectly nailing the score last week on the prediction. Since he wasn't.
You didn't bet it. You didn't bet it, though. You would have bet it.
But I might do it this week now. Now that's
I think this week is even more predictable.
I don't think so. I'm worried. Let's talk about it. We're going to talk about preview game number 9. Oh, Seth's here too.
Hi, Seth.
Yeah, full house.
Did you guys talk about the Bears game? I didn't listen to the review.
We don't talk NFL football is what we said.
Yes, I made a comment about how miserable I was, and he said, "Shut up, your feelings don't matter here."
Basically. So I mean, we can talk now that we have a quarterback on the Colts, but let's go on. Let's talk about game number 9 on the Hoosiers. Let's talk about this. IU travels for their third road game of the season. Still ranked 13th in both polls. 8-0, 5-0 in conference. They go to East Lansing. That's Michigan State University. For those that don't know, those two places are together. They're 4-4 and 2-3 in conference. Game is on Saturday, November 2nd at 3:30 p.m. Brandon's favorite kick time. Where's it at? It's at Spartan Stadium in East Lansing. I already said that. And it's going to be on Peacock. Those of you that don't have Peacock,
why are peacocks meaningful to this podcast and to the IU fan base?
That is interesting. I saw a lot of peacocks at a zoo that I went to in Hawaii in February. Is that it?
No.
Like there were a lot, like just roaming
March
the
Madness
of the zoo.
Think March Madness.
Oh, God, stop it.
St. Francis. He's moved on from that.
It's not even St. Francis.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Wait, who is it?
The other one.
St. Peter's.
St. Peter's. Did you guys lose to a St. Francis too?
No, eat dick.
No. Okay. Not yet. Okay. Wait, not yet to the St. Francis. Never mind. Let's move on. Let's get to the line. The line has stayed pretty steady. I think it opened
6.5.
Around 6.5. Okay. And then it got up to about 8.5 maybe. And then it's back down to 7.5. That's IU favorite by 7.5. Over under 51.5.
Can we talk temperature? Because I think it's
gonna be nice, right?
It should be about 56 at kickoff, so like literally perfect weather. 5 mile per hour wind, so wind will not be a factor. And about 29% cloud cover, which means it should be a downright beautiful day of football.
Should be fine, yeah.
Sunset at 6:30, so like it may be getting a little towards dusk, but like, yeah, it should be a beautiful day.
Yeah, the lights will be on. They'll have the lights on by halftime, but I don't think we'll see any sort of like actual night game feel yet. We'll see. I don't know in East Lansing what time it becomes nighttime, so we'll see. That's kind of irrelevant, but it doesn't matter. Either way, okay, let's catch up real quick. If you guys want a full in-depth jump in, talk about all the crazy stuff that we don't know what we were talking about back in June or July whenever we recorded it. We talk individual players. We talk about coach. We talk about all this other stuff. It's on episode 207. Very easy to find. You just scroll backwards, 21 episodes, and then you'll find it. It's called SPGM9 at MSU. Which means schedule preview game 9 at MSU. So check that out if you really want to do it. Brandon, you weren't on the last preview pod. We just kind of we don't need to run through the rankings necessarily. There were a couple that were interesting where we fell a little bit in passing.
But we're still really top 25.
Yeah, I mean, top 25 in every single statistic that matters.
The thing that I think is scoring. We're not number 1 anymore. We're number 2.
Yeah, it's just because Miami hasn't had their quarterback hurt yet. So, all right, let's move on. Let's talk. We're going to use that as reference if we need to. Let's talk the schedule for the Spartans so far. They've got an interesting schedule where they've had an alternating home and away the entire way through their season. Started at home against Florida Atlantic and won, and then went to Maryland and kind of surprised, I think, all three of us on the pod. Won at Maryland in a close game, 27-24. Come back home, beat the snot out of Prairie View
Maryland,
A&M.
bunch of phonies.
They're a bunch of phonies.
Bunch of phonies.
Traveled out to Boston and lost to Boston College, where they were still kind of on their little high run. Then they came back home and away to play Ohio State and at Oregon, respectively, and scored a total of 17 points in those two games. It got blown out in both of them. Had a bye week, and they are a new team since that bye week, at least offensively. Beat the snot out of Iowa, 32-20 at home. Put up 32 points on a I don't know about very good defense. Pretty good defense. They're not up to Iowa standard, I would say. And then lost last week in the rivalry game against Michigan, who is not good, and lost that game. So I say they come back as a different team. They're much more offensive. I mean, they're against a normal team. Their highest point total coming into this game, going into the bye, was 27 points against Maryland, who we know doesn't have a defense.
Defense optional.
Yes. And so since then, 32 against what everybody considers to be a very good Iowa defense. 17 against everybody considers a very good Michigan defense.
That down. Let's break that down real quick. They kicked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
field goals. Oh, just wait. We'll talk about their red zone offense here in a minute.
Field goals.
Yeah. It's I say a different team, and I'll explain why I think here in a little bit, but that's from their coach. That's what he keeps saying, is that we're a different team since the bye week. So let's get into their rankings real quick on offense, unless you guys want to talk anything about their schedule. They are 4-4. Do they have any shot at a bowl game? Rest of the schedule, have you looked at it?
Let's look at it. I just now pulled it up. If you just go by games they're favored in, they will go 4-5. And this isn't my prediction. I'm just saying this is what ESPN predicts. That they will lose to Indiana 4-5. That they will lose to Illinois 4-6. They will beat Purdue 5-6. They will beat Rutgers 6-6. So they have them loss, win. And I think that's the way I put it. I'm no longer, about a month ago, I thought Rutgers was plucky. You know, a team that could do something. No, they're booty cheeks. So yeah, no, I think they go 6-6, and I think that'd be a good season. I didn't have them going 6-6. If you look back at what we, I don't think any of us had it at 6-6.
What did we say? Let me look real quick and see what we said on the preview pod.
So I think Jonathan Smith, given the obvious holes of this team, going bowling, that is a successful season. Most certainly.
We didn't write it down. Damn it. Their over-under wins and losses, or their over-under on wins preseason was 4.5. So one more win and they've already achieved.
And they play Purdue. They play Purdue at home. So where they have an 85% chance to win.
Yeah.
So
good for them, right? Okay, let's talk rankings on offense. These are tough. They're 91st in total offense, 114th in scoring offense. They're 88th in rushing offense. They're 67th in passing offense. And here's what you were just referencing here just a minute ago. They are 118th out of 130 some odd teams in turnover margin. They've lost 7 fumbles and thrown 9 interceptions, and they're -7 overall, which also kind of leads into their defense there, where they're not turning a ton of people over. And
So
then
I want to talk because let's just do a little bit of comparing.
Sure.
Because that's what I'm going to talk about a lot. Is I'm going to compare Washington to Michigan State. They haven't played, but what did you think of Washington's offense against IU's defense?
meh, very meh, like very
Struggle,
like
right?
whatever. Really good players, but just didn't do much.
IU's defense made plays, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember what the total offense was for Washington?
Was it under 400 yards, under 300 yards?
23rd. 400.
Oh, you're talking about that.
Yards.
You're talking about their ranking. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. They were more of a higher ranked offense all the way across the
Compare
board.
that to the offense of Michigan State. Right?
Yeah.
Michigan State wants to run it. They're 88th best. You want to know what Washington was? Semi-comparable. 71st. So Washington has the better offense. Washington has the better rushing offense. And they should have scored 10 points if it wasn't for a fluky defensive pass interference. So I think we are going to cut your feet from underneath you. I think we do have some positive things to say about this defense. This is one of the worst offenses we have played yet.
Yeah.
The only offense that was worse was Northwestern, which we did struggle with. But every other team we've played has had a better offense than this one. That's a fact.
So a comparable piece, if you want to compare them, I guess.
This is closer to Northwestern than it is Washington.
Between Northwestern and Michigan, or Michigan State, is the quarterback. I think they're completely different builds and have completely different, upsides to them, but they're both athletic, and they ran Northwestern. Their quarterback ran pretty well against us and made some pretty important plays. So that's something that I'm sure, again, this team, we need to change our mindset. We've talked about this before, because this team and this coaching staff makes adjustments and prepares like nothing we've seen here before.
So I know that's what it would have seemed like. Northwestern did not run all over us. Jack Lash,
their quarterback is what I was saying. He made some big plays with his feet, and not necessarily that he ran for a ton of yardage, but made third down conversions.
It was Bryce Kurtz and AJ Henning. That made plays. I mean, they had almost 200 yards receiving. I don't think there's a wide receiver on this team that can go and even get them AJ Henning numbers. 6 catches for 67 yards. They have a tight end, which we'll talk about.
I like Marsh. I like the freshman a lot.
I am not, and we gave up 24 points to Northwestern. I think our defense has gotten better. I think we've made necessary adjustments. I think we've made personnel changes. I think we've started to get more aggressive, which I think we all predicted that we weren't showing our whole cabinet. When we played Northwestern on, when was that? Early September? October 5th? 3rd or 4th? October 5th. So like 4 weeks ago. We're not a completely different team, to pull a Jonathan Smith quote. But we went into Northwestern and won 41-24, right? Against a comparable team, at least offensively.
Yeah. I mean, really defensively too. I mean, if not, Northwestern's defense may be better than Michigan State's defense. Seth, what do you got?
Yeah, the thing that I noticed is they really lack explosive plays. I went back and looked at their longest plays from scrimmage throughout the year. They do have a 77-yard pass.
77-yard touchdown. Was that against
Nick Marsh? No, that was against Maryland. So that was week 2. They had a 63-yard touchdown run from Lynch Adams, and that was in week 1 against FAU, and then Carter had a 60-yard run against Prairie View A&M. Other than that, they have a 40 and a 44-yarder. This is not a team that can do explosive home run plays. They can chunk you here and there, but the home run hitters don't seem to be on this team, because those have been weeks 1, 2, and 3 on the schedule. Since then, since they've gotten the heart of the Big Ten, I mean, the clamps have been put on.
Yeah. There was one other stat that stood out, and Brandon, as I said, Brandon, you talked about it a little bit, and I'd love to compare this to where I use that is red zone offense for them. This is going to be the second team in a row. Washington was really bad at it. We saw it last week. In the red zone, 129th Michigan State. 30 trips to the red zone, Brandon, 21 scores, 12 touchdowns, 9 field goals. That's 70%. In comparison, IU, 14th in the country, 47 trips, 39 touchdowns. So 9 more touchdowns in the red zone than they have trips to the red zone, and 5 field goals, which is 94% conversion. IU, interesting fact, most red zone touchdowns in the country.
It all comes down to play calling. That's all play calling. That's personnel. That's scheme. God, it's so great to have good coaches,
isn't it? All right, let's hop in real quick, and then I'm going to sit back and let you guys talk about whatever you want to talk about. So the rushing attack over the last 2 weeks has put up 212 yards against Iowa, 163 yards against Michigan, right? Chili's, whatever you want to do, get your apps or just call him Chili's, he's 61% completion. This is going to drive Brandon nuts. He hates this part. 8.1 average completion, 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. So the guy likes to give the ball away. He fumbles a few times. He's good, I think, in every single game for at least 1 turnover. And
Pon's time.
Do the math.
Pon's time.
Yeah. And then the offensive line is okay. The offensive line's a zone blocking offensive line, so they love to run a lot of outside zone, inside zone. They don't do a whole lot of pass blocking necessarily. I think they're middle of the road in the country as far as sacks given up. But
hold on, I was just looking at that. They've given up 18 sacks, 1 against FAU, 3 against Maryland, 0 against Prairie View, and they've given up at least 2 in every game since then.
Yeah, and they haven't played a top 5 defense yet, I don't think, unless Michigan's ranked up there. I'm not sure. I think this is the most athletic quarterback we've seen so far. He's got a pretty good arm.
You don't think Billy Edwards?
Nah, I think this guy's more athletic, just based off what I've seen in highlights. At least he can scoot, Brandon. His receivers are okay. You talked about him, nothing too flashy. I think Nick Marsh is going to be a baller. As I said, he's just a freshman. He's big. He's 6'3". We've seen Montori Foster forever. I think this is his 17th season. They both lead in receptions and yards and touchdowns as far as receivers go. Outside of those two, the tight end's pretty good, but other than that, that's it, catching the ball. As I said, they're 67th. It's not like they're lighting it up, 228 yards a game throwing the ball, which is nothing. I think Rourke usually has that in the first half. So speaking of that, we can talk about him at the end, I'm sure. But what do you guys have to say? Anything else on this offense? I mean, I've watched a decent little bit amount of some highlights over the last few weeks, but that's it.
Chili's baby back ribs would worry me if we didn't have Jalen Walker and we didn't have Aiden Fisher and we didn't have Amari Farrell playing Husky. Right?
He's not. He's not anymore. Remember, they moved him.
Yeah, now he's playing more.
TJJ.
Yeah.
Got TJJ at Husky. But we got Ashbury now.
So if we didn't have the athletic safeties and the athletic linebackers, I'd be a little bit more worried. Past teams, we just didn't have the personnel to defend this. We didn't there was one play where our DNs didn't set the edge real well, and that's how Washington got the big rushing play. But our ends set the edge very well and push things inside, right? You can tell when the ends are going for a sack and when they're going for contain. Obviously, when we were playing Will Rogers, it was sack every time. But if you look at different games, you can tell Kamara's going out wide, Carr's going out wide. I think that scheme, and I don't think they're going to let Chili's get outside.
Yeah, I think this is a big James Carpenter sack game. If there's a prop bet for that one, I think he'll get one just because The two edge guys will be setting it. I think they'll be moving the D tackles around a little bit on the inside. And he's shown, I mean, against athletic quarterbacks, at least, that he can get back there while other people are doing the dirty work. So, yeah, I agree with you on that. Seth, have you watched him at all?
Yeah, I've watched 3 of their games. I mean, I think you described them pretty well. I think the one thing to add is that Jonathan Kim is their kicker. Seems like he's another guy who's been around forever.
Yeah.
He is super efficient. He blew 1 50-yarder and one under 30, but other than that, he's perfect on the season. And I know what he said he had 6 in one game. So he, because they lack that efficiency in the red zone, they've had to rely on him quite a bit. But he's been effective when called upon.
Yeah, that's
one team gets touchdowns, one team gets field goals.
Mm-hmm. As I said, Brandon, I think you had to step away for a second. They've only taken 30 trips to the red zone. They only have 12 touchdowns and 9 field goals. We have 39 touchdowns. Like, we have 9 more touchdowns than they do trips to the red zone. It's insane. So, maybe I'm talking myself into feeling a little bit better about it. I'm not sure. As I said, I haven't really watched them too much outside of some highlights. That can make a Rutgers team look pretty good. So let's switch over to the other side of the ball. And Brandon liked to compare this team to Northwestern. Again, very comparable. Really Northwestern or maybe even Washington a little bit too outside of the pass defense number, although I think Washington probably took a hit last week. But total defense 23rd, scoring offense 35th, passing defense 28th, rushing defense 45th. They do stick out pretty bad in a couple categories, which is third down conversion. They allow 45% on third down, which is almost last in the country. And they don't sack a whole lot. 1.8 sacks per game.
So they're just on raw numbers, not at all how they play, but just on raw numbers. You know who their defense grades out to be?
Who's that?
Nebraska.
I mean, Nebraska.
That's all you heard was how good Nebraska's defense was.
Yeah.
Now they play totally different, right? Michigan State plays a bend, don't break, like fundamental, play your scheme, play your gap. Nebraska's attack, blitz, want to try to make the splash plays, right? So they're not similar on the way they play, but if just looking at raw numbers, it's pretty similar. How many points did we put up against Nebraska?
56
at home, but
I don't think it matters. I think there'd be a lot of IU fans at this game too, but
did you see how cheap tickets are?
I didn't look it up. No,
you can get in the door for $15. You can have a good seat for 50.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that get up there. It's not technically a holiday weekend, I guess, but it doesn't really matter. And then, I don't see any reason why people can't get up there. So, all right. Yeah, I don't know. I had a couple things. I mean, they've got a couple playmakers on the outside at corner. Brantley and Martinez are the two corners. They both have over 2 picks, 2 or more picks. Sorry. And then you're going to recognize a few people.
This is where I'm going to reference Peegs. If you're not a member, you should definitely go. They had one of their beat writers kind of do an AMA. And
I read this. Yep.
I mean, so their corners might be getting interceptions, but he says their defense is straight up bad, like not as good as the rankings. Let me keep talking about and I'll get the actual quote from the 247 contributor. So keep going.
Seth,
let me pull this up.
Seth, can you look up how many? They had a ton of picks against Maryland, didn't they? Maryland and then you have to look up Prairie View A&M real quick, and I'll keep talking. So the linebackers, there's a Jordan Turner's one of the linebackers, and then there's another guy who takes his walker out every time he goes out to play defense, and that's Cal Holiday, which is also one of Seth's favorite players of all time. Those two are back there at linebacker, pretty decent. Here's the thing that stood out to me. Their leading tackler, I think, is Jordan Turner. I didn't write down who it was, but he's got 48 tackles on the season. Aiden Fisher has 75. Like, that's not even close. I think Jalen Walker has more than 48 tackles as well. Like, it's not, I don't understand what they're doing on defense or how they're doing it or how maybe they're just controlling the ball like crazy. I do know that they're very high on the rankings for time of possession. but they don't create many sacks. They don't pressure. They don't do anything on third down. As I said, you can flip a coin whether or not you're going to get a first down on third down with them. It's not too impressive, but it's solid based on the numbers. But tell me a good offense that they played outside of Ohio State and Oregon. But
who they got
on last week? What's that?
Who they got whooped?
Who they got whooped on? Yeah, but based on last week, is Ohio State a good offense? I don't know. Maybe it was a slip up. Who knows?
Let me show you that this again. This is from the 247 contributor on October 28th at 6:38. We have objectively one good cornerback. We have a good box, and that's Brantley. We have a good box safety who cannot cover. We have a free safety that leaves a lot to be desired. A small nickelback who can neither cover nor tackle, and a number 2 corner who is disappointment. Our pass D is nuclear wasteland and is very bad, which equals to 1 sack in Big Ten play.
Yeah. Oh,
I think that sets up pretty good if you have a backup quarterback. You know what's great for a backup quarterback? A bad secondary. You know what's great for a backup quarterback? A team that doesn't rush the passer. We'll get into this later, but preview, I want Taven to start. Just drop that. But let's keep covering the defense. But I think their rush defense, 45th, giving up 130 yards a game. They give up a ton of third downs. I hate saying this. You're going to probably punch me in the shoulder and saying, why did you say this on the pod? They're a paper tiger defense. Okay. They're a paper tiger defense. Their some of their parts look good. They don't get sacks. They give up third downs, and their own 247 contributor ripped their defense to shreds. So I'm not impressed by their offense. Not impressed by their defense. They do have some guys on defense. Cal Halliday ripped out my soul with poor Jack Tuttle. Mm-hmm. Never forget. But I'm not worried about these guys in the slightest. Jonathan Kim's their best player.
I don't know how to follow that up other than I was going to tack on that. Yeah, Charles Brantley's most impressive interception was 100-yard interception return against Prairie View A&M for a touchdown.
Nice. I think you're sleeping on Nick Marshall a bit, but we'll see. That's on offense, though. All right, yeah. I mean, I don't know. The last 2 games they played half decent, I guess, but they played Cade McNamara, who went 11 of 23. Did throw a touchdown. Good for him. Also threw a pick. And Davis Warren, I didn't know he was back last week. Good for him, right? I guess.
Michigan had to run like 5 trick plays to put up 24 points.
They barely had the ball, from what I could tell. I think Michigan State had the ball for almost 40 minutes, which is crazy. All right, let's move on. Anything else you guys want to add on Michigan State?
No, I want to talk about
No.
I want to talk.
Me too. All right, IU players to watch. I took some kind of weird ones.
Did you?
But I'll let you guys go first, and I'll round it off. IU player to watch.
I'll go first. Justice Ellison. Holy cow! We were kind of waiting for a running back to emerge. Is it going to be Lawton? Is it going to be Black? Who is the running back out of the committee that's going to emerge? Justin Ellison against Nebraska, against Washington has just been an absolute freak. We thought he was just going to be the big third down goal line back. He's averaging over 6 yards a carry, over 100 carries. There's a chance he gets 150 carries this year, right? For 1,000 yards. That's crazy. Yeah. Justice Ellison absolutely is putting together a Big Ten season, an all Big Ten season, probably not first team or second team, but could be third or honorable mention. And I'm absolutely here for it. Justin Ellison, and his interviews are awesome. His interviews are must watch post game. So that's who I'll be watching.
You
Seth?
gave me a little bit of a deke move there. I thought you were teasing all along that you were going to go with Taven Jackson. So I guess I will take the bait. I will take whatever this is and end up relinquishing my time to you. But it's whoever lines up at quarterback. It ultimately is going to come down to, it's a road game. It's I don't want to say a hostile environment because Michigan State's fairly tame for the most part, unless it's Penn State or Ohio State at a night game.
They're good. Michigan State has to be good, though.
Right. Of course. Right. But that's the whole fear is, do you want to have a redshirt sophomore backup quarterback who, again, both guys I think can lead IU to a victory. It's how do you want to go about it? It's, do you want an 80% Rourke who's coming back from surgery, who really has to emphasize handing the ball off and kind of the game manager mentality? Or do you want to throw out Taven Jackson, who can maybe sling it a little bit more, play a little bit more free, play a bit more loose? But then you also have the negative side of that may come with maybe a turnover here or there that's unforced, or a missed read here or there. So, it ultimately becomes, kind of a pick your poison. I think you have two really good options. It's just, which one do you go with? And now I'll let you guys fight it out.
I'll let Bragley go first with his player to watch, and then let's tackle this quarterback conversation.
I think he's back. I think he's back. I think he's coming back. I think the plan the whole time was for him to come back at this game. So I had two Rourke related players to watch. I said, watch his thumb. So Rourke's thumb was one of them. And then I said, RPOs are back. Because if he's back, RPOs are back. And this offense is going to look insane. Now, I love Taven. We know this. You can go back and listen to last year's pods. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't care who we start, I guess. I mean, the coaches will make the best decision on who makes the most sense and who's healthiest.
But don't you trust them now to make that decision? Whereas you may not have last year?
The third game of the season.
But that's worth mentioning too. Like you're taking that for granted right now.
We were putting our trust in Walt Bell to make this decision last year. I don't think he was fired at this point yet, but he might have been. But yes, what a difference, right? Mike Shanahan making this decision with Tino Sinceri and Coach Signetti, or just Walt Bell, because CTA wasn't going to put his 2 cents in on anything offensively. But yes, I feel good about whoever they choose.
So here's my thing.
I'm going to make a different prediction based on who starts. I'm doing it right now. Okay, go ahead.
First you, Bragg, and then Seth. Do you think Rourke practiced full with the ones all week?
Yeah. I think they split. Anyway. But I think
that's bad coaching. That's some Tom Allen. You don't split with ones. You just don't either. I think the QB decision was made.
I can't say all week. I think that maybe
Monday or Tuesday.
He hopped in there Tuesday or Wednesday.
I agree with you, Brandon. I think the decision was made, but yes. I don't know who it is. That's the question mark. That's
the tough one because he threw on Friday before the Washington game.
Mm-hmm.
So and they gave us a 6 to 10 day timeline on the surgery, which was the Monday after the Nebraska game, I think.
Yep.
Which would put it at Saturday.
7 days would have been this past Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Today is day 10, right? I don't think you let Rourke. He didn't need to practice. He knows the system. He has how many games into it, right? So you don't need him to practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Can you put a game plan together on Thursday? Because the team is Signetti says you travel Friday, you get out of there Saturday, right? He's very adamant on that. I don't think you start the quarterback who has 1 day of practice. I don't think you do that. I think you give it to Taven, right? And you let Rourke get an entire week of practice for Michigan. Because
I think you can I cut you off for just a second? I think you
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
go ahead.
counteracted yourself. I think you kind of counterpointed yourself by saying Rourke doesn't need to practice because he knows the system, but don't start him because he hasn't had any practice. Is that what?
No,
am
that is
I
what
following you right?
I did that miserably. I don't think he could have practiced in full until Thursday. I want my quarterback having an entire week of practice.
Okay. All right.
Which is why I think Taven, who would have started putting in that week's scheme on Monday and Tuesday, would have gotten an entire week of reps, right? Which is why I want Taven to play, because my second question, rank these quarterbacks. Cade McNamara, Davis Warren, Taven Jackson.
Oh, God. Taven's first.
Taven's first.
Taven's first. And then Cade and then Davis, I guess. Those two can fight it out for second place, I guess.
So, I mean, I guess like Taven's the best quarterback they've seen since they've been a new team. This is the best rushing team that they've faced all year. I want to protect Rourke at all costs. I don't want Rourke having discomfort. I don't want Rourke having pain. I don't want Rourke to have a shaky first game back because he only got in one practice. I want Rourke to get back 100%, get a full week of practice, and then get going. I don't want this limited 1 day of practice. I think that's just messy. I think it's messy.
Except when, I agree with you, Brandon, for the most part, except until it's a fringe Heisman candidate because he missed last week. He's still a Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year candidate. So he has a caliber that he's kind of the face of the franchise. As soon as he's ready to get back out there, don't you thrust him back out there into the limelight? Isn't it his team to run?
Hypothetical. I got another hypothetical, Brandon. What if he's there the whole week, and then on Thursday, he's finally deemed 100%. And then he actually practices on Thursday, but has run through he's done the walkthroughs, he's done everything but throw the football until Thursday.
God,
do you take that or do you take Taven?
I hate
it too. I don't think it matters who they roll out, but I do think, and
we're
I just
not
made a
beating Ohio State. We're not beating Ohio State with Taven Jackson. I'm not even positive we beat Michigan with Taven Jackson.
There it is.
Get Rourke 100% in a full week of practice because we can beat Michigan State with Taven Jackson. There is no need to rush Rourke back at all. At all. Don't rush him back. Heisman season or not, Rourke will want to play.
Yeah.
Seth, I think he sees it and goes, guys, it's my Heisman. Like, let me get out there and play. And then I tell him, if you beat Ohio State at Ohio State, win the Big Ten championship, and win a playoff game, you're winning the Heisman anyway. No one's going to remember whether you played or didn't play at Michigan State. Yeah. No one's going to remember that game. They're going to remember you at the Horseshoe. Is that what they call? What do they call their stupid stadium?
Yeah.
They're going to remember him at the Horseshoe, him in Lucas Oil, and him hosting a playoff game. Those are the three games they're going to remember from Curtis Rourke, not on the road first weekend of November against Michigan State, who went 6-6.
What if we play both of them?
I hate it. I hate it the most. I hate it the most.
I don't get the benefits. It could be I just thought about this. I don't get the benefit of playing both of them because you're not going to want him to throw the football. That would be the reason you would want him to run. If he was a running quarter, if it was Taven, if Taven was the better of the two, Taven was coming off of the injury. He's the running quarterback. Maybe you play him just for running downs and not for throwing. And then you bring in Rourke to throw, but that's whatever. It's just, I was freaking myself out on that one. All right. We good? No, we got to do defense still. We're sitting here jacking around with offenses.
Let's just go around.
All right, go.
Each one of us. You first, Bragley. No, you first. Who do you want to start? Who do you think starts?
Rourke, Jackson.
Okay, you want Rourke, you think Jackson. Seth?
Yes.
I would be in the same boat. But I also think if Rourke's 80% on Monday, he's practicing Monday. So that's the only thing that I'm hedging my bet against. But I will say I want Rourke, but probably Jackson.
What I will say, 1,000%, I'll put money on it right now. He is in full uniform.
Yep.
Whether he's playing or not, and he warms up on that sideline.
Yep.
Like he's going out with the first team.
Yep.
We're not going to know until our very first snap of that game.
Agreed. I think it's Taven, or I want it to be Taven. I think it's Rourke. So I'm the opposite of you guys.
Oh, okay.
I think Rourke goes, this is my final season, coach, I'm playing. And Sig is like, get your ass out there.
Yeah.
Sig slaps him in the face and says, don't talk to me like that. That's what he says.
I want Jackson. I think it's Rourke. All right. Let's move the defense.
Defense. Damn, we spent a lot of time on that. Defense, pick a player.
Quarterback, it's kind of the only thing that matters.
It's big. Seth, Brandon, somebody.
I'll go
Defense.
first. It's Jalen Walker. It's spying. He makes an absolute difference. I think he might be, I don't know, in the top 10, 20 linebackers at spying a quarterback in the entire country. He's insanely athletic. He's the reason why Chiles gives me 0. I know it's Childs, but I'm just saying it wrong the entire time on purpose. He makes Chili's just absolutely seeing ghosts. It's Jalen Walker for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the opposite side of the same coin, and that's the defensive pass containment from the rush side. Damn it, I'm awful at this. From the defensive line, I really think you have to have strong defensive end containment. You have to have solid rush commitment. It's all about discipline. It's all about maintaining your gap integrity and maintaining edge control. So you really need to have, I don't want to go through the whole list of, in case Bragg has give him absolutely nobody to go through, but between Kamara, West, Carpenter, which I know Bragg, I think, has already called a shout out for that he's probably going to end up with a sack. And then Carr, I expect them to have very big games and them being a big part of containing the potential QB rush game of Childs. And then, allowing kind of a sped up Childs to then make those mistakes that we anticipate him being able to make. And then, it's up to the defensive backs to then capitalize on that.
Who was your pick? I was not paying attention.
Pretty much the entire defensive line.
Okay, cool. I'll go with Pons. I want Pons to do it again. Pons Island. We got to come up with a better thing than that. Like Pons.
It's where receivers go to drown.
Pons lily pad. Pons.
Stop it. Just stop.
Something. We got to think about something in a pond.
They drown.
No, we don't.
Don't drown. We can't drown people, Seth.
Receivers.
D'Angelo Pons. I've been talking about him. I told you guys, and it was a matter of time before somebody.
He was so good in the video game. We should have known. He was so good in the video game.
Stop throwing the ball to him. It's not that hard. Don't throw it at him.
Do you think Childs knows where he's throwing?
No. He has no idea. Nobody knows anything. We'll be right back. Hold on. This episode is brought to you by your go-to expert in the Indiana real estate market. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in a home right here in the heart of the Hoosier country, Garrett Lawton with True Blood Real Estate is the agent that you need. He's not just a real estate agent, he's a Hoosier fan just like you. And Garrett knows Indiana inside and out, from Bloomington to Indianapolis and everywhere in between. Plus, his personalized service makes the buying and selling process smooth and stress-free. So if you're ready to make a move, give Garrett a call at 317-410-8851 or visit his website at lawton-realty.com. Okay. Brando, your randos.
It's my time. We're already at like 43 minutes, so we're going to go kind of
We're a lot of minutes.
Because I have like 8 Brando randos.
Oh, Jesus.
Does Michigan State do any funky jersey stuff for this game?
No.
You don't think they go highlighters or different helmets?
I think they're going to go with that. They're going to go with the that
gold.
That face. They're gonna go the face.
Oh,
The Sparty face. You know what I'm talking
Sparty
about?
face on the side of the helmet.
I think they'll go with a Sparty face on the side of the helmet. They'll do that one. Maybe a white helmet with the Sparty face. I don't know what they have. I don't know their options.
I just hope they don't do the dark color with the dark numbers. I think they'd have like a black on green where the numbers are impossible to pick up.
They're gonna save that for a different game. They don't care about this.
I know it's a 3:30, so I expect it to be green with white helmets. All green.
You guys forget this is a rivalry game, by the way.
Was it Splatoon?
The old Haktua.
Oh.
All right, next one. They got burned by trick plays. Did they try doing some funky stuff? That's not really something
Antonio's
Jonathan Allen
not there
does. But do you think we see any of it? Any trick plays?
No, I don't.
Either. I don't either.
Oh, I think they pull everything out of the crap bag. I think they have no shame. Yeah. This is this is a top 15 team coming to town. This is a season maker for them. They're not going to beat any of their rivals. They have a chance to beat a ranked team. This is their Super Bowl.
Let's see.
I don't know.
So Washington, I thought this was. I don't know if you guys covered this. Washington completely changed their defensive strategy.
Yeah, we did. We talked about it.
Completely flipped their scheme. Do we see something? Do we? Yeah, it definitely did in the first half for sure. Do we see something like that out of Michigan State, or is Jonathan Allen? This is how we play. This is what we do.
Oh, if Taven Jackson's the quarterback, I expect exclusive zone.
Yeah, they'll try
and zone blitzes, stuff like that. Yeah, I expect all of that stuff.
Again, not worried. Not worried. We make it to halftime into the first quarter, whenever we can get back off the field after one or two examples of it, and then we make the adjustment. And that this coaching staff is good enough to do that. So not worried.
All right. Bragg, you're not going to an away game this year, right?
No.
If you could have, would this have been the game? Or would it have been
UCLA?
Got
UCLA,
it.
Probably.
I think it would have been this one for me. I
don't
like California. I do not like California. But you have to beg me to go to California. It would have been this one for me. For sure.
People.
They are your people. It's your worst trait. So this is a very popular thing going around. Tell me if this makes sense. East Lansing is the West Lafayette of Piscataways.
Yes.
So Piscataway's at the bottom of this totem pole. Is that right?
No, just West Lafayette is
it's just why. It's
exactly. It's no juice,
no personality.
Yes.
It's gray. That's why I said it doesn't matter if there's any clouds at all. It's just going to be a gray game.
Like East Lansing, West Lafayette, Piscataway, they're all it's like the SAT test. Like East Lansing is to West Lafayette is to Piscataway. Like they're just
yes.
And the answer is just true.
Yeah. Exactly. So we played Jed Fish last week. We're playing Jonathan Smith this week. Which of the two coaches? I actually came away borderline impressed with Jed Fish. I liked some of the things they did against IU scheme-wise. I think for having to replace so much, I came away as impressed by Jed Fish. Who would you buy stock in? Jed Fish or Jonathan Smith?
Jed Fish. He knows how to build a staff. Well, I was really impressed by Steve Belichick. I think we talked about that a lot. Bragg and I did. He knows how to build at least a defensive staff, and I assume that give him another year or two, they'll be able to augment the offensive staff because they improved a little bit in their last couple of stops of that program, or with Fish's program, I should say. So I anticipate next year being a pretty big leap year for them, especially once they
got that good
quarterback coming. Yep, who's athletic. Yeah. He's going to have to learn how to make good decisions. He's a little undersized. He seemed a little small, but he's so fast, very athletic. So they have something to build around for next year. And they have the recent success factor that people and the Big Ten factor, all that kind of stuff, where you can see them really hitting the transfer portal next year and improving.
Yeah. And so I wasn't on the preview last week, but I guess their NIL is deep.
Yeah, I don't know that.
They got some alums. They
Tech.
have some collectives.
Seattle
that
Tech is good.
is healthy. Anyway, last question for me. Because again, I think we answered a lot of this. I saw a little bit online that this might be a trap game. I had never thought of that. One, because I don't think something like that exists with this coaching staff. But do you buy? And also, like, I don't think Michigan is the game that's circled. I actually think Michigan could be the trap game, believe it or not.
We have a bye week between Michigan and Ohio State, so yeah, I mean, it's like perfectly placed.
So do you subscribe at all to this being a trap game?
No.
And what are your thoughts of people who are saying that?
Bro, I'm scared shitless about this game. Like, I can't imagine what the coaching staff and the players are. It's an away game. It's with a team that's got athletes that could do something if they could piece it together ever. And man, no, I don't think so. And again, the Michigan game, it perfectly placed bye week right afterwards. There's nothing to look forward to after the Michigan game other than taking some time off. So yeah, Seth.
Trap games are for teams who lack hubris. I think that
like
IU,
Ohio State last week.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Nebraska.
Yeah, I think IU hasn't had enough recent success to build up this kind of callous that, like, oh, it's just them coming to town, or it's just this road trip or that business trip. Every single game for IU, because it's so new, has to be vital, has to be important. So I don't think there is that kind of trap game mentality, because you don't they are still the trap, kind of. IU is still kind of has to have that underdog mentality that nobody's expecting us. We are the trap door. And I think the coach is able to get that out of them still at this point of the season, despite being 8-0. So I similarly had Michigan more the expectation of the trap game than Michigan State, but I do see kind of the opportunity for it. But I think that this coaching staff, this team is focused. And I think that they don't have those years of success to rest on. They don't have the laurels of, oh, we beat Michigan State every single year, whatever. That they have to take it seriously. And they know that if they don't play the best version of their game, they could lose.
All right, that's all I got.
Empty your sack on us, Seth.
All right. We're going to go down the familiar names road here. Jack Tuttle, you brought him up earlier, retired.
Hey, man, stay healthy. He has degrees from IU and Michigan. He's going to go work at a hedge fund and make $250,000 a year. He's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, anytime anybody retires because of health reasons, obviously, disappointing.
When did he get it? It wasn't against Michigan State, right?
I don't know. It was just announced within the last, I think, 2 or 3 days. Okay. So I don't know if it was directly related to that or from a previous injury. James Schott. He's a D end from Greenwood. He was the other guy at Center Grove with Caden Curry. Is on Michigan State.
That name. Mm-hmm.
And then do you remember Chad Wilt?
Yeah.
He's the rush ends coach.
Oh, I was going to guess linebackers coach. All right.
That's what he was at IU. Yep.
Cool. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
That's the only game. Okay. Predictions. And then we will stop talking. So you guys
can we run through the Big Ten? I know you guys kind of stopped doing that, but I love doing that.
Okay. Yeah, we can after predictions or before
after predictions. Let's get to the, because people want to hear our predictions. So let's do that first. If people want to scoot after our predictions, we should give them that opportunity.
Seth.
34-16 IU.
Ooh. Okay. Thank you. Brandon.
This is a butt whooping. Because I think it's going to be Rourke, so I'm going to give my Rourke prediction. I'm not going to give 2 predictions because I'm not brag. I think this is 41-17. I think I think their pass defense is really bad. I think Rourke is going to absolutely light them up. I actually wanted to do like a weird like scoregami, like maybe they somehow get like 14 because I don't even know how. But like, or 15 points. I don't know.
14 is pretty easy. I can tell you.
Yeah, no. But like something like 5 field goals or something like that. But I'm going to go a little bit more traditional and go 41-17. I wasn't this confident against Washington. I wasn't this confident against Nebraska. I have not been this confident since UCLA. Because again, I was a little nervous with Northwestern, a little nervous with Maryland. I got UCLA vibes coming from this game, just because I think it's a horrible matchup. What they're bad at, we're good at. What they're good at, we're good at. So the matchups are horrible for them. It's just a poorly I don't see where they take advantage of IU. I just can't. I can't see it like other games. So 41-17 Hoosiers.
We all have the same scores pretty much. I copy and pasted last week's score. This is my Taven score. Michigan State 17, IU 31. If Rourke starts, it's 49-17. I think it's that big of it. If he's 100%, it's the only way he's going to start. You're getting 100% Rourke, and he's got to make up for a week off.
He wants to.
Yeah. So it's going to be pretty impressive. So 49-17 with Rourke, 31-17 other than that.
Okay, we got 5 minutes to run through the Big Ten. I'll kick things off here. You guys just give me your picks. Ohio State traveling to Penn State. Ohio State 3-point favorite.
I'll take Ohio State in the points.
Going to Penn State. Man, we need Penn State to lose this game. Penn State.
Remember when Bragg
wanted
I was gonna say, remember when Bragg wanted it quick?
I didn't want to bet this game. If I have to pick,
you
Penn,
can say
give me
stay
Penn
away.
State,
We do that.
Penn State money line, but stay away. I'm not betting it. Penn State. Money line.
I think James Franklin stinks in big games. Drew Alar is not good. I think Ohio State covers easily. I think they win by 10, 13 points.
I think Penn State loses at Purdue.
Minnesota traveling to Champaign. Minnesota is somehow the favorite here. It's this my stinky line of the week. I don't get how Minnesota is a road favorite by 3.
Very good defense.
The books do not understand Illinois at all.
I don't either.
Obvious. Well, clearly.
Here's my upset of the week. I'm taking Illinois money line.
Yeah, me too.
I would take that too.
Okay. Northwestern Purdue at Purdue. Northwestern a 1-point favorite.
Purdue Super Bowl. I think they say this is the one chance they can win a game the rest of this year.
Who's starting quarterback for Purdue?
Who knows?
Oh, give me Lausch.
I'm taking Northwestern.
Give me Lausch and the Wildcats.
Yeah, I'm taking Northwestern.
If you would have told me it was number 15 starting or whatever that number was, then
Max
maybe
Brown.
I would have taken him. Yeah.
Oregon traveling to Ann Arbor. Oregon's a 14.5-point favorite. I hate the hook. I'm taking Oregon regardless.
I'm teasing to 17. 16 and a half.
I think Oregon wins. I just don't think they cover.
Really?
Yeah.
You think Michigan shrinks this game and they pull out all the stops again and they play 3 quarterbacks?
I think it's like a 19-13 kind of game where they just make it ugly and
yeah, I can see it. I'm still taking Oregon because
I think
Oregon's playing for style points.
Yeah, they are.
Oregon's playing for style
What do we
points.
need? We need them to win this game. I feel like Michigan needs to win this game to come to IU. Well,
you need chaos. You need everybody to lose.
Yes.
No, but I'm just thinking about their mentality coming into Bloomington. I think if they get shit stomped, for lack of a better term,
then they could just give up on the season.
They're just done.
Yeah. So, all right, UCLA, Nebraska 6.5 home favorite, coming off a good game at Ohio State.
UCLA's look good.
Yeah, they're
Nebraska. They looked good last time they played. I think they're coming off a bye, right?
They are coming off a bye. They went into Piscataway and won.
I'll take Nebraska.
Yeah, I think Nebraska absolutely shits Thompson.
What's the spread?
6.5 home team.
I'll take plus 6.5.
Wow. All right. I think this is I'm pumped to watch this at 7:30 after the IU game. Wisconsin, Iowa at Iowa, home team getting 3 points. I think Wisconsin's playing really well. Iowa is not playing well, but it is a night game at Kinnick. Wisconsin's the better team, playing better, but it's night game at Kinnick.
Wisconsin doesn't lose a game the rest of the season. That includes beating Oregon.
I'm
at
taking
home.
the magic of the hospital. Give me Iowa.
I'll take Iowa.
USC Washington last game 7:30 in Seattle. USC is a road favorite at -2.5.
Oh my goodness!
It's Washington. It's
USC will play this to a close game regardless.
Plus 125,
dude.
You look at this little underdog parlay. I like Washington. I like Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's it.
Yeah. I'd go with Washington as well.
I like UCLA.
Ooh, but, if you throw in Washington or Wisconsin, though, if you go Washington, Wisconsin, Illinois, I'm gonna figure out what those odds are. Let's do final statements while I'm wrapping this up. We got a minute.
There isn't. Nobody's. I think we've talked long enough. Figure it out. You could say it last thing on the pod. Be sure to check out the pod on Twitter, Instagram at Happy Hour right, Happy Hour IUFB. Download, rate, review, follow on all of our platforms. Join us next time as we celebrate the greatest start to an IU football season ever.
Brad, we're going to your place, right?
Yes.
Sweet. Seth, are you coming?
Maybe.
You gonna be here?
Maybe. I got nothing on my schedule, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
What time is the Northwestern game's at noon, so you can watch that by yourself. You can watch that by yourself, and then oh my god, it's plus 1,000. Plus 1,000. $10 wins you 110. Illinois, Washington, Wisconsin. That might be the play, guys. That's a 3-game parlay. And I'm confident in two of the. I'm confident in Illinois and Washington. I still think Iowa wins, but that's plus 1,002. $10 bet wins you 110.25. I think we all ride.
Bye.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.